Hello once again. I hope everyone is doing well. I am well, thank you. And this is a follow-up video as promised the last time we spoke. I am Francis Reddy from Howick, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. There's three things I want to highlight and talk about which make up part of my journey. The first one, which is very crucial, is the power of information. Once you have been diagnosed with cancer, it is important that not everyone that shouldn't have this information knows about it. Because people can rumor monger, people can gossip, and they can run with this information without facts, and you'll find out that it tears you apart. So by containing the information, by containing who you speak to and share this, it is important because you keep the integrity of the facts within your grasp. I tried this containing of information, and I tell you what, it was a miserable failure. People in my area knew 3.5 weeks before I did that I had cancer. I haven't had the results as yet, but they knew I had cancer. So yeah. And the second part, I think is equally important, is that if you retain your information, it is your story after all. You need to talk to us about your story. Tell us what you want to tell us because you have the facts and you are responsible for what comes out of your mouth there. And that, for me, is a win-win situation, is that all the information comes from one source, and technically you are responsible, and that's how it goes when it comes to information. The second fact that I really want to talk about is that when you're going through your chemos, your radiation, there's going to be bad days and good days. People will want to come and visit, and if you're not in the mood of accepting visitors, even if it's your best friend, you tell them, sorry, today I can't have a visitor because I don't feel too well. Or can we pass? I'll let you know when you can visit me. And also, equally important to that is that there must be certain terminologies that you prescribe to your close friends and family. For example, excuse me, is that somebody mustn't walk in and say, oh, you're looking sick. You know, that word in this context is very sick. So I would rather you say to me, you're not well. Looks like you're having a tough day. That for me keeps my self-esteem. It doesn't crack me up. So we have to teach people to treat us in a certain way. So those things you have to put in place as you go along. Because if you don't, words will hurt you. For example, if you're feeling better and you want to visit a park or a coffee shop, choose a coffee shop that's intimate, where even if there are people out in the public, you feel secure and you feel that I'm okay in the small group. There's nothing worse when you look at somebody and they look back at you and pitying you. That's one of the worst things that anybody can go through. So yes, you want to go out because you've been cooped up in the house or in your room, but also choose where you want to go, because the feedback you would get from people might not be what you want at that point. The third point for me is crucial, and I mentioned it a little in my first video, was that I need Jesus to be the center of all my plans, because he needs to drive them, he has to oversee them, he has to see me through to the end. And one of the things I opted for was to put a structure in place, a structure that will see me through, a structure that I will be accountable to, a structure that will give me feedback and I will be giving them feedback on a daily basis if that's possible. Because it is important that I'm accountable. It is important that I have people to report to. The first person that I chose, of course, is an obvious choice, which is my wife, Sandy. She's my dietitian, she's my cook, she's my monitor, she's an alternative source of communication if I'm not available, if I don't feel like talking. So she's there to take that weight. And she has to ensure that I eat my daily quota of food, to ensure that whatever medication I take, that I do take it. And of course, my total well-being, she's going to be responsible for. So that was a good choice. Secondly, my sister Cynthia. My sister Cynthia, I'm very close to her. And we get along. And she's a very deep person, a very caring person. And I find that putting this person as my second pillar in my structure was crucial, in that she will always have my interest at heart. She's a qualified nurse. She's been through this before. Her husband had cancer and she nursed him for a long, long time, but unfortunately, he passed on. So she's got that experience. And the second most crucial thing about my sister is that she's a prayer warrior. And I know my spiritual connotation and my context with what I'm going through, Cynthia will bring it all together, making sure that I'm prayerful, I'm prayed for, and that the group is prayerful and praying together, and also connecting my children and the rest of the family as a unit, as a praying unit. That's very crucial for me in this journey. The third person is my young daughter, Tegan. Tegan is very opinionated. She's always got an opinion about many things. In most cases, good opinions, because she's a caring person. And what I like about her, she's delved into this alternative medication, and she's doing well. She's doing an advanced diploma in it, and she's always got something to say and say, Dad, before you do this, why don't you try this? And also we've devised some of those alternative medication that in my recovery time, in between my sessions of chemo, that I use some of those stuff for appetizing and my total well-being. The fourth person is not a family member, but I thought it was crucial that I actually nominate her to be part of the team. This young lady has been through cancer as well during tough times of COVID, and she survived it with 2 young children. So she's got a good story to tell. I've learned a lot of things from her, the pros and cons, the do's and the don'ts, and her mental attitude in helping me through was crucial, and I learned a lot, and I want her to be part of the team, and she is part of the team. Like I said, this team is not complete if Jesus is not in the center. So that was important to me. And going forward, I'll make sure that the team is well groomed, the wheels are oiled, and that we, all of us, are working together for my well-being, working together so that at the end of the day, we got this testimony I spoke about, and we can all say we've contributed to Francis's well-being. We've glorified God's name, because everything is going to be done in the name of Jesus. Thank you very much for listening. See you then. Cheers.